And so there's this bit around like, even this part is hard to explain, but I'm going to go and take us a step further because there's so many things we can do with our company 3Peak that I don't know how the fuck to talk about. But I'm going to push us to say there's even more beyond this. And this is where I would like for our last little section to talk about quantum mechanics, the quantum realm, because I want to stretch the imagination and the understanding of anyone who's listening to say what we know is just a drop in the ocean. And there's so many more things that we can be bringing to help you and your organization, but we just haven't figured out the right way. It's our failure. We haven't found the right way to talk about it yet. We haven't found the right way to communicate it. And so one of the things when we talk about people, systems, we kind of the phrase we use is tapping in, right? Like we're
Mm-hmm.
able to tap into a system to understand that there's this collective knowledge share and that there's a way to merge with this and receive information. And like, for instance, yesterday I was putting a proposal together to do board work, to work with a new board. And when I went to sleep, I had tapped in. And so I started having downloads and downloads and insights and insights. And it's like it's like I had plugged into their matrix and I didn't know how to unplug myself. And so I couldn't really fall asleep fully deeply and go into a relaxed state because I was like getting all of this information. So these information systems exist external to us, as we've said multiple times in this podcast. And there's a way for us to plug in to the different matrices and gather information, gather insights. So Mazen, I don't know what it is you'd like to share. We talked about the morphic field last episode, now this episode, but I want to talk, is there anything from a quantum perspective that you would like to share with us when it comes to how we can send, share, receive information, insights about relating dynamics, system dynamics, interpersonal, like everything that we're talking about today?
I'm laughing, and my heart is pumping a little bit more. Of course, I'm alive, but it's pumping a bit more than usual. I'm like, oh my god. So I will ask you that. I will try to share some things. Let me know if it's too far, too much. This goes back to all the consciousness work research I do, and lots of people does on this planet. But again, the language of it for just the mind, for the really just to understand it linearly, is very difficult sometimes. But I will start with the most difficult. To understand the quantum field, you have to understand that I will say that time and space don't exist as how you think it. And time and space is a construct that when they come together, all information exists beyond time and space. Bear with me. I will give an example. A mother in Nigeria, her daughter is in Miami. Something happens to the daughter. The mother feels something is weird. The intuition of the mother. A lot of example of like this, the mother or that felt something wrong happened. That I was really battling with it very early in my teenagerhood because I came from science. I came from really, really one of the biggest European schools of science and mind. And I was like, okay, I really want to unravel it. How is it possible that I feel my lover when through two continents? How is it possible that before someone calls me, I feel that person it wants to call? How is it possible I get an information through a friend, but it didn't tell me on a phone or anything? And this is where we're going. This is before I understood the quantum physics. Again, it's science. That's a quantum physics, opposite to the Newtonian physics. Newtonian physics is everything about the physical reality. Everything is about mass. Everything about the structure of reality in its more dense form. So again, I'll go back a little bit to the Greek time. Is the Aristotle philosophical understanding versus the Platonian and the Socrates. And that's why the two schools went against each other. At the end, Europe took over the Aristotle way that reality exists only when it's seen, only when it's felt, and that's its own purpose. I'm like, yes, but there's so many laws that has to be respected that they really play it. Again, our sleep time, where do we get our information, why I feel where my parents are in a sense, in emotional, why I notice that I might be arguing with my partner even before meeting my partner, why many things. What is intuition? Where does it come from? And those what we call synchronicity. I was like, oh, I was thinking about it and the sound popped up. Again, I'm not gonna go into that realm. It's a very real branch of physics. It's not, before we used to call it's esoteric. It's the East. We're talking about physics. I invite people to go do some research. Start slowly, do some YouTube things, follow some professors, doctor who explaining the quantum world, the all like the string theory. There's so many theories out there. Einstein's work, relativity, string theory. Yeah. So that's what I want to start with. In order this to happen, that physical, the Newtonian physics, there's something that is holding it together, and it's the energy of it through the electromagnetic field, and that can be also registered, or can be, how to say, like we can really feel it. The resonance, it's called the Schumann resonance in Earth. It's more the heartbeat of Earth. Every day, like there's Schumann resonance where you check the vibration, the electromagnetic field, and then certain things happens before a tsunami or before anything happens. The Schumann resonance changes. Like even when something happens in 9/11, there's been discovered that the Schumann. I hope I'm saying the right word, Schumann, but we'll check it later on. So please, if I'm not saying, do your studies. And then check what's the right apparatus it's used, and then then the vibration went bigger. So I felt like just sharing a little bit here and there to more intrigue. I'm not telling that's the truth. I'm intriguing you toward the truth. I'm not the one who want to open this world for you. I'm here to intrigue you. So if you hear it and say, but that's too much, I'm like, good. If you hate it, that's very good. And if you believe it 100%, know that you're doing something wrong. I'm inviting you to go open your minds and do some research about a world you exist within, you came from it, and that belongs to you, and you go to it every single night, and then you use it with every single intuition you have. So I go back to the old say, know thyself. Know your physical material and your energetical, the physical that's energetical as well.